Hope you've had a wonderful day this far. My name is Meisi Tamar and you're watching the Test Tube Moments. Welcome back. Sharing his Test Tube Moments with us today is one Bishop Jeremiah Pallangyo of the New Hope for All Nations Ministries in Naivasha. This man of God has had to live with a tainted image ever since a criminal by the name Godfrey Matheri, who used to rape women and drink their blood, said in his defense that he used to take the blood to the pastor.
His name is Bishop Jeremiah Pallangyo of New Hope for All Nations Church here in Naivasha. It has not been an easy journey for him ever since a convicted criminal by the name Godfrey Matheri, commonly known to Naivasha residents as Foko the Vampire, mentioned the name of this bishop as his accomplice. Matheri was convicted for rape and suction of his victim's blood, but few days later he said he used to take the blood to the bishop. But was this true?
It wasn't true because I know my father and I know him well. He's against all kinds of evil.
When you associate people who drink blood are not the people who serve God, they are not servants of God. Those are the people who serve the devil. So I knew from the start that our bishop that does not take the blood of people.
Since my Sunday school years, I've been together with them from Sunday school, teenage, youth. Got married here. By then I was not a pastor, I was just a member, but I've come a long way with them to the point now that I am an ordained minister, a reverend. So having stayed with them for that period of time, I knew it was a lie because I knew who Bishop is. Yeah.
According to Matheri's victims, it was Matheri himself who used to drink the blood and not the bishop.
Kuna siku alinidunga akafinya damu kwa kikombe kabisa ikajaa. Hapo ikikataa kutoka, anadunga pengine anafinya sana mpaka itoke. Kajaa kikombe kubwa akakunywa yote.
We are still investigating him to see if he is connected with this case of rape.
Investigations started immediately to establish whether the allegations were true. But even before the investigations were over, the story spread like bushfire, and residents of Naivasha wanted to burn down this beautiful church. Well, the man of God had a different reason as to why residents were so quick to want to burn down the church.
It was just a time the Kenyans, especially Naivasha, were to come out of the post-election. So the blood of people is still up because 2080, it happened to 2007. So people are still on want to kill, and the other people who are to participate to kill people, the blood is still calling. They want to shed the blood. It's not a new thing.
And then a friend of mine called me and he's like, he's going to still love my dad even if everything happens. And I was wondering, what is this guy talking about? So again, somebody else calls me. Sijui, the people are crying, some people are trapped inside the church. And then I didn't know what was really happening. So now I called her again, tell me what's happening. And like, okay, so that guy was arrested some time back. Yeah. He said that he was selling blood to your dad and that he used to buy it, then drink it together here in the church. Okay, it was a shock. Then I disconnected the phone call.
Anyway, that same evening, the allegations made by Matheri that he used to sell blood to this bishop not only made top stories on some of the major TV stations but also on the newspapers. As usual, the focus of the story changed from Matheri, who was then a confirmed and convicted criminal, to the man of God whose involvement with the crime was yet to be confirmed. Well, as they say, news is not when a dog bites a man, but when a man bites a dog.
Believe you me, when I saw on TV that the bishop who was being mentioned was Bishop Pallangyo, I was shocked beyond words.
So, what exactly transpired before this saga began?
We had a very powerful conference for 2 weeks. So immediately after the conference, it was on Wednesday, that's when we had stories implicating our bishop. That guy, he was being called a vampire. And he was saying that he does business with our bishop of selling blood. And it was a very disturbing story, both to us as members.
It was after this conference that the man of the court was summoned to the CID department at the Naivasha police station.
Came through the police. I told the CID, I've come. Then they told me, this boy who have been murdering people and drinking the blood and all these things, story now. He gave me all the whole story. He said he bring blood to you. I said, what? What? Then he bring me blood where? He said in the church.
What the bishop did not know was that to pave way for the investigations, he had to be arrested.
Then the CID came back to me and said, we are really sorry that the Minister of Internal Security is calling, the women gender they are calling. I'm really under pressure, I don't want to lose my job. I'm sorry, Bishop, I'll arrest you, I'll put you in. I say, you don't need to lose a job. Just put me in. If you're losing the job because of that, just put me in. I called my wife. I said, honey, I've been arrested.
His wife, Beth Pallangyo, who runs this bookshop, was too hurt by the allegations that recalling them almost brought tears to her eyes.
I've been married to Bishop Pallangyo for the last 26 years. We have been together as husband and wife. When the story came up on the TV, and we were also called and we were told what has happened, and this Viber came and said whatever he said, it was very, very hurting. One, we have been married. He has never walked away from me. We have always been together in the ministry. He married me when I was a teacher, and even that time I was still a teacher. So there is no one time you can say that this man may have done those things. We have always been together. And it was very, very hurting, having known him as a man of God, used of God in so many areas. And the accusation came, so it was not so easy as a wife.
And when that story came, I was in Gilgil. I had just gone to rest after the fire conference. It was on Wednesday. I received the call and I was told about that story. So immediately I came back from Gilgil and I found people here in the church. Some wanted to burn the church. Others were asking where the house of the bishop so that we can go and burn that house. But I thank God that police came and they controlled the situation here in the church.
Pallangyo had to be put behind bars for some time as investigators sought to find out truth about the bishop's involvement in these allegations.
We are still investigating him to see if he is connected with this case of rape.
His wife recalls how the investigators behaved while searching for evidence of human blood in their home.
You can imagine mtu anaenda kutoka bedroom chini. Mama toa hiyo carton. Kaliwa. Na hiyo saduku iko na nini? Further investigation, because I think whatever they were told, they had to do what they have been told. That's why we keep them. God has been good. I've seen His faithfulness. A lot of.
So they walked me with my wife and they put me in. So I was in. Now it's like you land in a 50-meter pit, no light, and then you just go and you keep going. And I was in that 3x6 wide corridor, and they're smelling all these things. So I'm sitting there asking myself, what?
Try to think about the whole issue. The whole thing looked so different. I wonder whether I'm the one who handled the issue. But God gave me a lot of strength. I was able to encourage our children. There was a lot of threat. There is a time we had to leave them, make them leave the house and go and stay with another sister because they had planned that they would come and burn the house. So we thought, because most of the times I was with Bishop in the cells, you would be told, go bring this by the CID department. So most of the times I was in the police, so that if they require anything, I could go home and get the documents. But God encouraged us for our children.
Inside the cell, the man of God had no one else to turn to for comfort except the only person he had been preaching about, God.
First of all, I began to complain to God, not to anybody, not even to this boy. I say, God, this is what you can give. This is what you can appreciate me after I've served, I've given my youth, I've given my life, I've done all these things. Is it only these things you can give to me? Then it's like the heaven was quiet. No answer. Nothing is talking.
Well, if good works were anything to go by, then this bishop had not only helped the street children find a place to call home, but also been a great comfort to the prisoners through his prisons ministry. He never knew that he would one day feel the real pinch of being behind bars. Well, before he was released, he asked Matheri just one question: why?
Kama ungekuwa na uwezo, kuna jambo fulani ungefanya la ghafla tu, kitu kama hiyo.
Si lazima ujilipishie. Na kitu kama hiyo ikitendeka, mimi najua kitu ile ninajuanga kwangu. Lazima utakuja kupata alipo baadaye. Unaona?
Bishop Jeremiah Pallangyo of New Hope for All Nations Church in Naivasha is sharing an emotional experience during which a convicted criminal by the name Godfrey Matheri, who allegedly used to drink human blood, said that he used to sell the blood to the bishop. This allegation shook the life of the man of God who's been preaching his entire life. The allegations made top stories on some of the major TV stations and newspapers. Well, to pave way for the investigation, the man of God had to be put behind bars for 9 days, during which he met face to face with Matheri.
So when I turned the other side, I saw the same boy sitting there. And then the other people who knows me, they were criminals. They came to me and said, Bishop, we are sorry. We know you cannot do that. And then they turned to the boy, they began to hit the boy very badly. Why have you done this one to Bishop? And then he said, the boy, the only word I can remember even today, I cannot die alone. I must die with somebody. When the boy said, I cannot die alone, they said, so you decided you want to die with the bishop? He said, yes, I have to die with somebody.
It was his children who felt pain the most. They recall the moment so vividly that it seems like yesterday.
He stayed there for 9 days. We visited him thrice, on 2 Sundays and 1 weekday. It was tough to see my dad in the cell. We could not believe. He made fun out of everything. He made fun of the cell. He told us that he had met ushers. He was the preacher there, and he brought to Christ 3 souls, and it was an encouragement to me that my dad uses one challenge to see as if it's something to step on to the next level. So my dad made changes in the remand, and I was proud about him.
It was really tough. I mean, I'd never thought about it like at one day somebody who you love, not even actually love, can go behind bars for something that you clearly, there's nothing like that, but for some reason he's behind bars. It was really tough. We just stayed together. I mean, love somehow conquers things.
Back at the church, the allegations had given birth to rumors about this baptism pool as being the place under which the pastor used to hide human bones. Well, how did the assistant pastor feel?
Of course, as a human being, I felt very hurt because I knew it was a lie.
After police investigation, it was found out that the bishop was only a victim of false accusation. He got this letter from the Attorney General of that time, Amos Wako, as proof that all allegations against him by the criminal were false, and therefore any charges filed before were to be lifted with immediate effect. Fellow pastors joined with his congregation in celebrating his release.
Were most traumatizing for him, his family, and the church in Kenya. But we thank God, the police has cleared the bishop of any wrongdoing. It is important to point out that the allegation leveled against the bishop were quite damaging and have serious implications, not only to his church, but the body of Christ in general.
So mine on behalf of the government is to say, Bishop, we are sorry about this. We apologize that it happened to you, I know the trauma. I know the trauma that the bishop went through. This is a serious crime. And I know the trauma that the wife and the children went through. I could see on TV people who wanted to engage in mob justice and who had quickly decided to believe that there was truth in this. And I pitied and I empathized with the bishop. I'm so glad that nothing has been found to link him with that matter.
The bishop was now a free man, but as usual, this would not make top headline on the news as the previous allegations had done. The damage had already been done and stigmatization became the order of the day for him and his family.
Came out and they found everything is slapping in my face. I mean, you come to the church, people are wounded, my leaders are bleeding, we are see darkness, and we are hated from all the corner. My children, they are struggling with how to take this thing, come to terms with the same thing. You walk, and then when you turn back, you find 10 people pointing a finger to you. You enter in a hotel, people, they run away, they leave you alone. I mean, it was a very, very difficult time.
His son Caleb and daughter Faith also suffered the same.
When people had the news and I went back to school, fingers were pointed at me. People wanted to know if it was true, and friends wanted to know if I've ever engaged in such. And it was tough to hear friends asking me about things that they've stayed with them for I think 2 years, I was in Form 2 by then, but they are treating me as if they don't know me.
Even where I'm working now, they still ask me, oh, that story, so that's your dad? I'm like, yeah. That story, was it true? You know, they still ask you as if it could be true, but for some reason, you know, you grow a hard skin over the years, and you're just like, it's not true. I don't even bother explaining the facts.
He lost quite a number of his church members and still suffers public reproach from Naivasha residents who still believe the allegations were true to this day.
I had lost about 80% of my members because during the post-election I had a slap because our church is all the tribe. We find everybody in the church. I'd lost about 80 members, especially from Nyanza and Kalenjin and all these things.
And our members, they were very strong. Some of them, they left, but others, they believed it was a lie, of which it was a lie.
Yeah, many of us went, and some of us who knew the truth remained and stand with our bishop because we love him so much. That's why we stood with him, because we know the truth, that it was just accusations.
That for 9 days when our bishop was in police cell, they started a lunch hour meeting here. They used to come at 12, they used to pray together, then at 1, they used to go and visit our bishop at the police cell. So somehow it brought a revival within our members, the few who were left, because we never had a lunch hour meetings, but as a result of that, we started a lunch hour meeting.
And now today, I am glad to say the church has begun to heal, but since 2008, it's just like the other day. There's still some wound around. Some people, when they see me driving around, or maybe taking a cup of coffee somewhere, they still say, you remember that bishop? It's the one who has been accused. Things has not been easy, things have been hard, but the only strength I have, and I don't have many choices, Meisi, because the scripture say we forgive.
His family also had something to learn from the whole experience.
Just stand firm.
When you
fix your eyes to the Lord will be there for you.
Okay, that moment was like my dad was put in a test tube full of acid, but he came out strong and victorious.
When asked whether it was easy being preachers' kids, Faith and Caleb had this to say.
Being a pastor's kid is the best thing. It's something that if every kid could be a pastor's kid, it's very fun because your dad teaches you to be close to God first.
I'm always proud of what I am. Very. I'm a PK.
But he took the whole matter positively and now considers himself better, stronger, and wiser.
I still have a room for hatred. I still have a room for revenge. I still have a room for complaining. I still have a room for all those things like anybody else. But then, what I preach, I don't want to preach water and then or preach milk and drink water. I want to preach milk and drink milk. I want to tell the people how we live. So this one I've taken on a positive side. That this what had happened and what has been going on in my life, I take it as a testimony.
His wife had this encouragement to other pastors' wives and those aspiring to be one.
Fix your eyes unto Jesus. Don't fix at the congregation, because that is where most of the wives of the pastors fail. They look at the congregation, they wait to see what people will say. When you fix your eyes to the Lord will be there for you in hard times, in good times, and all will be well.
Well, when God allows some things to come in your life, they don't come to finish us. It comes to shape you, they comes to encourage you, they come to mold you, they come to make better out of you, and they prepare you for a ahead task.
Thank you, Bishop Pallangyo, for sharing your story. Indeed, your faith was on test and you sure came out stronger than before.
Well, if you've enjoyed our show today, please write us your feedback on Twitter, on Facebook. Well, and if you have a story you'd like to share with us, moments when you were in a test tube, write us an email on testtubemoments@gmail.com. To end us the show today is The Muse, and we're focusing on the song Mungu Mkuu by Godfrey Matheri. Till next week, bye-bye.